GMSspiritwindLevi of the GMSspiritwindLevi account, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem Hawashai, Bahashem Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and blessings, health and wellness, to the house of David the elect. Alright, today, I looked up something. I ran across a video this weekend, and it was called, I think it's called how fast food is unaliving black people, or something to that effect. But if you put that on YouTube, the video should come up. And a brother recently sent me the video this morning, or last night, and it just reminded me, like, man, you know what, I should do a video on it, man, because the wicked watcheth over the righteous and seeketh to slay him. You see? All right, they watch it over the righteous. And who's the wicked? Who's the wicked? It's Esau Edom. You see? The wicked is Esau Edom. You see? And who's the righteous? It's the 12 tribes of the nation Israel, the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. And they basically showed that the advent of fast food was a result, really, of integration, the civil rights movement. You see? Integration, the civil rights movement. It was the result of that. You see? And the first fast food chains probably had healthier meats. You know, they'll go into detail in a documentary. But going into the 80s, man, they switched up certain things, man. And basically the new drug was fast food. And Esau strategically put his fast food chains right in front of or right next to an Israelite mom and pop store. So if Mama Dean sold her burgers, guess who put their fast food joint right next to Mama Dean's burgers? That's right, McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes. If Aunt Jean sold her fried chicken, guess who put their fried chicken joint right next to Aunt Jean's? And that was strategically set up to run Israelite businesses out of business, man. So there's two attacks: a dietary attack, like giving us basically poison that tastes really good, all right? And second is an economic attack to keep us from having anything as a people, man. Scripture speak about how they slay privately, man. And if that's not Esau Edom, man, and you people, you 2/3, you Christians, which Christians are 2/3, right? You people, you think it's all good in America. And I grew up in a Christian church, man. And I remember damn near every week, it was a woman or somebody giving a testimony. Everybody pray for me. I got CANCER. Yeah, it came back. But meanwhile, you don't know how to eat. You don't know how to nourish yourself. But your religion told you that it's cool. You can eat anything. But fast food is unaliving Jake. And we fast forward 50, 60 years. All right. The average Israelite is out of shape, man. The average Israelite can't jog a mile. So a lot of them can't walk a mile. The average Israelite woman went from weighing 120 to 200 plus. In the 60s, you could Google it, the average Israelite woman weighed about 120 pounds. The average Israelite woman weighed about 120 pounds. Now the average Israelite woman is 200. Really, if they get down, a lot of women, if they get down to weighing 200, that's really, now they look decent, If you get down to weighing 200, you look good. Because a lot of the Israelite women weigh close to 250. Real talk. But guess what? A lot of them, they eat fast food. And it start out on college campuses, man. Probably in high school for sure, but definitely what I've seen, Israelites, they'll be in school because all Eve do, she obsessed with her career, her college and shit, right? But All they do is they eat on campus, or they'll have these little parties, these little clubs. When they go home, they'll go to little joints called like the cookout, like these 24-hour fast food joints, man. Because the only thing that's still open 24 hours is certain fast food joints. And then it'd be like $5, $6 meals, but it'd be garbage, man. Burger and fry joints, man. So if you look at pictures of your grandma back in the 70s, she was skinny. Eve ain't skinny no more. She coming in a little chubby, man. She coming into adulthood a little chubby. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, Jake might not weigh as much because he got the testosterone. The reason why he doesn't weigh as much, or he might not look as sloppy. But a lot of Jakes are fat, or they just got a low drive in life. I notice with a lot of Jakes, man, by the time they get in their 30s, they just kind of lose hope and shit, man. They be broken down by the system, man, psychologically, man. But part of it, well, first and foremost, is the absence of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Because we the hopefully elect, we get beaten down too. You know, Jake doesn't understand that, but what Jake doesn't understand, you consume food from your enemy every fucking day. And the average Jake eats 3 times a day, man. So you're taking Esau's poison 3 times a day. To be honest with you, hey, well, let me say this. Let me give a disclaimer. The Israelite has to work. I'm on my way to work right now. But the worst thing that can happen to you, some of the worst things that happen to you, is adulthood. When it comes to America, the worst thing that can happen to you is adulthood, man. It's something about getting up in the morning, going to work, working just to pay bills. Then you trapped, right? So you at work. You probably eat McDonald's or some shit, Crystals, White Castle, wherever you live at, before you go to work. So you finna quote unquote energize yourself with fast food or gas station food. All right. Then around lunchtime, if nobody at your home prepared you a meal, you're gonna go out and get something that's available, which most likely is Esau's fast food. He cornered the market. He cornered the market, man. Or you might get some out the snack machine, which is garbage. So your first 2 meals for the day is garbage. Things you were snacking on was garbage. Now we're learning insulin. Your insulin stays spiked. And if you have a high insulin, all right, that's going to keep that food that turns into glucose from entering into your cells and energizing your body. So the food doesn't, if your insulin stays high, because you're always eating, every time you eat, your insulin jumps up naturally. But if you're always eating, eventually your insulin gonna stay up to where you have insulin resistance. So the food that turns into sugar, all right, doesn't enter into your cells and energize your body, so it stays in your blood. And that's why a lot of Jakes have diabetes. You know? That's why a lot of Jakes have diabetes, sugar disease, insulin resistance, man. A lot of Jakes, their pancreas stop producing insulin. You see, but a lot of that is rooted in this either slave food or fast food, man. Because even Israelites from the silent generation, when they were little, there was no fast food. So you got Israelites that grew up in the country, they're little to be 90 years old, and their foundation wasn't fast food. So they was lean all their lives, or they were lean, or they was active all their lives. They might have had high blood pressure eventually. They is 10, 11, 12 years old, and they're fat. They're 10, 11 years old, and they fat, got pre-diabetes. Because that's what I concluded. Adulthood in Babylon is the worst thing, because Jake feed their kids fast food because they get off work, and the kid got to eat after work, and they don't, you know. That's why the Most High originally had it set up to where the woman was the domestic servant, man. A lot of bitches get offended when we say the woman's supposed to be at the house. And what happens is a woman to go through life, and now she wants that, but now she got a bunch of other niggas' kids, and she got debt. But not when a woman is young, man, it's important that you eat home cooked meals, man. It's important. Now we understand Eve got to work, but in the beginning, man, hey, it's important to eat home cooked meals. You know, it's important for your little one to eat home cooked meals, man. You know, and I've noticed, like I said, some of the worst things that can happen to people is adulthood, because it freed them to destroy themselves. They coming into the adult life with no game plan. So they don't know about credit cards. They don't know how to manage a credit card. They don't know how to buy nourishing food. They don't know the importance of it. All they know is I got my career, or I'm on my way to get my career. You know? But then there's a subtle enemy creeping up in them, and it's their own diet. They infiltrated their way into their bodies, man. But how many Israelites you know are suffering because from diet-related diseases, man? But then again, look around at what your co-workers are eating at work, man. And your kinfolk, look at what they're eating at work, man. That's a subtle enemy. That's a slow poison, man. And the scripture said the enemy kissing with his lip, man. You know that Ronald McDonald shit, the Happy Meal. That's like your enemy kissing you with his lips, man. He's speaking sweet things, man. You know, that was enchantment. You know what I mean? That was an enchantment. You see? And then, in the reality of it is, you're tired all the time, man. So now you need stimulus. You know there's something that you should examine about your health if you always need stimulus. You know? Because if you reset your digestive system, if you're really eating to live, your body will turn the food that you eat into energy. Your body has energy storage in the form of fat. If you give yourself a digestive window and allow your body to turn food into energy, you don't need stimulus all the time. Sometimes you still might need, you know, maybe some coffee or tea. I'm not an official physician, but your body turns food into energy, and that's supposed to be your stimulant, man. You have proper rest. That's supposed to be your stimulant, you know? You know? But just imagine while you're at work, your body is fighting to digest food that wasn't designed to be digested. It was designed to taste really good to your brain, and you get hooked on it, man. But watch the documentary, get some time. I think it's Fast Food Killing Black People or something like that. You know, because it was an economic attack to destroy mom and pop stores. But also it was a health attack, man, like a biological attack on our bodies, man. But they cornered the market through affordability and convenience, man. Even in this world of inflation, you still got 4 for $4. You know, cheap fat. That should raise question marks, man. Even in this poor economy, you still got 4 for $4, and the grocery stores aren't doing any better. You know, you got a brother sent me a video, Zaquana Yash. That honeysuckle. This is the second thing I heard about that honeysuckle brand. They put plastic enclosures over the turkey legs, man. So that's not even like real skin, real fat. It's like plastic, man. And a woman exposed their ass, and they sued the woman for exposing them, man. You see? So this is some bullshit. Where you want to be here, you want to fight for this kingdom. A lot of you niggas, you want to get the Caraga. You know? So you eat your fast food, and they didn't turn our women into whores and chase the whores. Eat fast food and chase the whores, man. See? You're supposed to hate it here, man. nonetheless, that's all I have, you know. Hope this was edification. Once again, man, you know, we're going to eat our bread defiled for sure, but you got to eat the best of the worst. And we got to pray to get how about you so I get the discipline to cook your food, man. You know, I've seen a video of Jake. He got off of dialysis, and he said the thing is to cook your fucking food. You eat clean. He was eating clean. He was cooking his own food. He got off dialysis like that. Can you believe fast food and this cheap ass, this processed food is putting Israelites on dialysis, man? You know? It's crazy, man. Alright, but with that, I hope this is an edification. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Kum Yasha, Allah, Shalom.